the 5-door version of the Audi S3, and the latest addition to an increasingly busy segment. The waters have been choppy with change beneath the Audi's £30,000 price tag, but even at the premium end of the hot hatch market there are now significant new rivals. Just last week the forthcoming VW Golf R, the S3's sister car, was revealed ahead of its official debut, and memory of the unfeasibly quick Mercedes A45 AMG is still strong. The latter arguably owes its existence to the highly successful template Audi established a decade and a half ago with the original S3, and while the latest model isn't quite a match for the upstart's prodigious pace, that's the next S3's unenviable job. It does nudge everything in the right direction. According to its manufacturer, only the displacement of the 2.0-litre TFSI 888 engine is shared with its predecessor. The rest has been heavily revised in order that an additional 35 bhp may be found and 5 kilograms removed. Overall, the car weighs 70 kilograms less than before, mostly due to the lighter MQB platform now worn underneath, which also affords the Sportback its extra wheelbase length and, thanks to a thrown-forward front axle, a more favorable 59% front, 41% rear weight distribution. As before, the S3's four-wheel drive setup doesn't benefit from a torsion-based center differential, or funky crown gear, that graces other Quattro models, instead sharing the updated Huldix multi-plate clutch system branded 4Motion elsewhere in the group. Stick with the standard spec and you will get a 6-speed manual, although the 7-speed dual-clutch S-tronic automatic transmission is likely to be a popular option in the UK, as is Audi's electromagnetic damper system. Our test car came with neither, but did get cruise control, adaptive headlights, upgraded parking sensors and the technology pack. To look at, possibly more understated than it's ever been. Whip off the badges and there's only the quad pipes to differentiate you from any one of the other high-spec A3s circumnavigating the M25. Sports seats aside, the branding is probably all that distinguishes the cabin, too. But that's fine, the quality of the finishing, trim materials and all-round attention to detail is immaculate. In keeping with the ambience, there's little fuss about starting up the four-pot, either. The pedal action is light, as is the engagement of the slightly snaggy manual gearbox. The only initial surprise is just how much breathing space the turbocharger requires. While not chronic, the lag is more noticeable than might be expected from an engine reputedly delivering peak twist at just 1,800 revolutions per minute. A mashed throttle and third at 30 miles per hour will have your eyes rolling up considerably quicker than the turbine starts spinning. Fortunately, the car's accelerative quality thereafter is fierce enough to wipe the memory clean. Presumably the ratios are might longer than in the optional 7-speed S-tronic, and that leaves the keen peddler with a fervent 3,000 revolutions per minute to make 55 miles per hour turn into 85 miles per hour once in its stride. Third proves an all-purpose whoosh of a gear, and the S3 is best appreciated in it, pulling scandalously hard from corners. However, ignore the temptation to light up all the LEDs on the boost gauge and the car settles back into a familiar 4-ring repose and settles for the weighty stability of cross-channel ferry. Largely this is because it's still impossible to get to grips with it through the steering wheel. The variable ratio rack is devoid of feedback, whether over-assisted in its comfort setting or overweighted in dynamic, and because it doesn't push back properly, you lean into it awkwardly, like a man feeling with his hand for the bottom of a muddy pond. This unwanted detachment dovetails with the S3's inherited aloofness, characterized best by its superior refinement and a firm but ultimately receptive ride quality. So hushed, handsome and capable is it that a sensibly moderated bout of pressing on, the quick, neat and courteous kind, is an austere and one-sided experience. For the most part you stay sealed in a typically unstressed Audi cocoon, impervious to the weather, noise and sweaty exertion, but equally disconnected from the deeper physical business of enjoying yourself. There are plenty of reasons to, given that all the usual accolades apply. The S3 scores typically highly in handsomeness, usability, refinement, comfort and, with the Sportback especially, practicality. Its emissions are not criminally high, although 40.4 miles per gallon is hopelessly optimistic. We averaged around 26 miles per gallon. The car is relatively cheap to run considering its potential performance. And if, for you, the latter means steadfast grip and cosseted thrust beyond all else, then our subjective issues with it are mere blemishes on another polished product. However, for us, its ultimate inability to inspire a genuine fondness for its dynamic prowess is an obstacle. Once upon a time, this would have been overcome by shopping for a lower rent hot hatch, something we'd encourage you to still consider now, given what's currently available below £30,000, but that's not the case now. Mercedes A45 AMG and BMW's M135i have provided serious alternatives to the Audi way. And while neither is free from flaws, both are better endowed to accommodate thrill-seekers' expectations. Audi S3 Sportback price £30,640, engine 4 cylinders inline, 1984cc, turbocharged, petrol, power 296 bhp and 5,500 to 6,200 revolutions per minute. Torque 280 pound-feet at 1,800 to 5,500 revolutions per minute, gearbox 6-speed manual, curb weight 1,395 kilograms, top speed 155 miles per hour, 0 to 62 miles per hour 5.2 seconds, economy 40.4 miles per gallon, combined, CO2/tax band 162 grams/km.